Hello and welcome, my dear Cancerians, in your Cancer month reading. That's from June 22nd to July 22nd. Now, let's start off with your singles and relationships oracle, then we'll move on to tarot. So, I've already done the shuffling and I've got the cards here. The first card that I have is too much work. So, you tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. So that is pretty clear in the statement that the card is making. It's you believe the relationships are too much of work at the moment. You like your leisurely self, your free self, you like your freedom, you like your independence. And Cancerians mostly are pretty fiercely independent, and they don't like being restricted by any kind of boundaries, whether it is relationship wise, at work, or overall in general. They don't like to be restricted, is what I have always noticed Cancerians to be. So this particular card, it says, you keep telling yourself, a relationship is going to be, too much of work, and it's basically keeping you from getting into any kind of relationship, making a difference in your life, or you feel that, your freedom is too much of, value, is of too much of value for you to compromise and give that freedom into the hands of someone else. So that's the first card we have, Cancer, where you believe, it is too much of work. And also you feel that, anytime you get into a relationship, most Cancerians feel this way, that every time you get into a relationship, you tend to lose yourself. You give more than you receive. So you're the one who's always planning, those dinner dates, or you're cooking for the person, and you're going out of your way purchasing things. I have seen most Cancerians do this. You tend to take on more responsibilities than the other partner, whether it's a masculine or a feminine energy. You tend to give more in your relationship than what you receive. So you definitely do feel like, you're lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself, and to have your own life. That's what a partnership is all about, where two people get to be together while they maintain their individuality. So if you feel like, you're losing yourself, it is okay to take a break. Focus on yourself, go to the spa, pamper yourself, or if it's food that you like to indulge in, you go ahead and give into those cravings once in a while. Once in a while it is okay. So you don't have to restrict yourself and do everything as per your spouse or your partner, which most of the time I do see, a lot of people compromising their likes and dislikes, or their wants, or their hobbies, just because they want to accommodate their partner. So sometimes it is okay to take a break. See, you obviously in a relationship, compromises have to be made. You do have to accommodate the other person's wishes as well, but you shouldn't do it at the cost of losing yourself. So that's your second card, Cancer, that we have. And the next card is obviously confusion. You don't know what you want. You need clarity before you get involved. So again, this is a typical Cancer trait. You always plan, you always check everything out. You need to have that information where you decide whether this is going to be profitable or not, whether this is going to be helpful or not. You're pretty bold. Most Cancerians are pretty bold, and I don't think they lack, courage or conviction to get into anything. But you tend to take a decision after you have clarity. You cannot get into a situation where you don't know what the outcome is going to be or how things are going to be, because basically you're getting into something that is your unknown. So you would like to have all your information, everything on track, and then you go ahead and get into any kind of relationship. Here I do see confusion. So you don't really know what you want. Okay, so basically, see, I notice this in a lot of people. If you have doubts, if you have confusion, that means you are not ready for it. That means that's not what you want. See, anybody who wants something, the conviction comes at a very, very fast pace. You tend to make that decision very fast. You like someone, you tend to know that, you make the decision very fast because you're very, very sure. If you're not sure and if you're confused, then that is not what you're looking for. That is not what you want to be in. And that's a good thing actually for Cancerians, where you're confused and you do not want to get involved until and unless you get, the clarity and the details as to where you're very, very sure, to get into any kind of relationship. So that is again a good thing to have confusion, but at the same time, it shouldn't be a state where you're constantly in confusion and you're not able to make a decision for a long time. If that's what is happening, then it is better to let go of that particular option itself, because confusion for that longer period does usually indicate that it's not going to work out. So maybe you should let it go. And then, yeah, the next card what we have is too passive. So it's basically, you want to take a step back. Like I said, you're being very cautious and you're taking a step back. Sometimes it's okay to take an initiative, to meet someone, and to keep the passion ignited. If this is not a person that you want to be with, maybe it is someone else. So, you have to go based on your likes and dislikes. So maybe sometimes you should take the initiative. You don't really have to go out there and, just with the focus of getting into a relationship or not, but you can definitely go out to make friends, spend time with your friends, have fun. And you never know, love may come knocking on your door unexpectedly, which is what always happens. I mean, you ask anybody who's madly in love, it's never planned. Okay, it happens on its own. So, and people tend to have failures, people tend to have heartbreaks, but at the same time, people are so shocked that I can't believe I'm in love and I can't believe it's that person. So it happens here, the way it happens suddenly. So you don't have to just go out with the focus that you're going to find someone to get into a relationship or get married, or with the focus of getting into a relationship. So basically what I'm saying is, be yourself, more focused on yourself, heal yourself, have fun, go out, enjoy yourself, and love will eventually happen. So you don't have to be too passive, is what this card says. The next card that I have is love's the answer, but at the same time it says love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. So again, like I said with the first card, Cancers do have the tendency of giving more than they receive in a relationship. You're the one who's putting in more efforts. You're the one who is, doing or planning things ahead of time. You take care of even the smallest and minute details. I've seen many Cancerians, taking the day off, planning everything from scratch, only to make sure that their partner is happy. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes the other person may not even be deserving as much as the Cancer deserves it. So the give and take is not the same. It's I've sadly seen some Cancerians, get into relationship where they get breadcrumbed, but they still try, put in so much of effort. Even after being hurt, they have gone ahead and did their best, to show and do more than they receive. And it's a very positive trait, a very positive quality, considering Cancerians have the, you're basically crabby. You will not let go of a grudge easily, but for you to forgive someone after they hurt you and still do something nice for them, that's a very, very good trait to have. So love is not always the answer. It is good to have love in your life, but it will not solve all your problems. So it's better to have an independent life, beyond love. So don't put in so much of effort. I mean, do your best, of course. In relationship you need to give and take, but don't do it to a point where you're losing yourself, your individuality, or your happiness and who you want to be. That's your the next card that we have is unlovable. Practice radical self-acceptance and love yourself with all your flaws. So that is then. Like I said, you feel, some of you will feel unloved or unlovable. You're looking at yourself. You might be the most prettiest thing that your friends have seen or people around you seen, but you're looking at that nose and you're thinking it's a little too big. Why is my hair all curly? I mean, this is definitely somebody, I'm picking up somebody with curly hair, short curly hair, and they're looking at themselves in the mirror and they're thinking, okay, I'm not that good looking. And when I'm seeing this, the image that I'm getting, this person has got a beautiful smile, and the eyebrows, they have a problem with their eyebrows, they have a problem with the lips, they have a problem with their hair. So whoever this person is, I have to tell you, go take a look in the mirror, because what I'm seeing is an absolutely beautiful person. Your lips look amazing, your eyebrows are perfect, and your hair, a lot of people would kill to have hair like that. So don't always put yourself down. So this is your love and relationships reading for this Cancer month from June 22nd to July 22nd. So don't think, that any relationship is going to be too much work. It's going to be too much work if you're going to think of it and put in too much of effort from your side. It has to be a give and take, but the effort should be equal from both parties. Don't lose yourself in this particular relationship once you get in, and whatever confusion you have, make sure you have that clarity before you get into any kind of relationship, because that's what you always do. So make sure you're very sure before you get into a relationship, because if you have any kind of trust issues or any kind of problems where you think this is not going to work out, then maybe it's not a good idea to rush into that relationship. Also, we have two passive. This is a card which I had already spoken to you about. Now this means that you have to take an initiative to meet more people. So again, I'm reiterating on that point that go out and meet people, not with the focus of having a relationship, but at least to have fun and enjoy yourself. And always remember, love is not the answer. Love is answer to a lot of things, but it's not the answer to a complete life. Okay, it is basically a very strong foundation for a happy life, but it is not the only thing. You need to have self-worth, you need to heal yourself, you need to feel happy about yourself before you could love someone else. So that is your love and relationships reading. Let's go ahead and check your tarot cards for this month. The first card I have is the Moon. So it may be a time of illusions and mysterious dreams. Your intuition may be at a high. It also shows some kind of anxiety, fear as well. You may be having a time, going through a phase where you're seeing a lot of dreams or nightmares. You're picking up on certain things through your dreams. So if you are facing any kind of issues with your sleep, this may be a time to meditate, relax yourself and heal yourself. Have some medication where it heals yourself from inside, and drink more water. Have food that calms your nerves, because I do feel there might be some kind of illusions or some kind of nightmares or dreams that you're having, which is kind of affecting your thinking overall, and it seems quite mysterious. For some reason, I believe there is a Scorpio that might be involved. You may be dealing with a Scorpio overall in your reading, and I do see that this particular person, it might be a little troublesome as well. So I also see Pisces as well getting involved this particular month, Cancer. So this may be a love entanglement, or it could be a generic friendship as well. That's the first card I do see here, the Moon card, with your illusion and mystery. So you do have some kind of issues with your sleep. The second card that I have with the tarot is the Eight of Wands. So you have some kind of rapid action or movement that happens all of a sudden. You may be receiving some kind of communication, and it's a very passionate confession, or somebody who's quite obsessed with you. I do see somebody who seems to be quite obsessed with you. This might be a Scorpio or a Cancerian, and it could also be a Capricorn, although I do have Pisces also involved here, but I do see that the obsession is probably coming from a Scorpio or a Capricorn, because the next card that I have is the Devil card, which indicates Capricorn. So this might be a for a time where somebody is obsessed with you, or you might be going through a phase where you feel angry, or you feel a certain kind of obsession towards someone. This is definitely involves love, because the next card that I have is the Knight of Cups. So I definitely do see water signs here. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio is very, very prominent here, but I also see Capricorn and air sign as well. So it could be a Libra that might be involved as well. During this month you may be dealing with these people, and also a Sagittarius. Now with the Moon card, it does indicate you may be going through some kind of illusion and a phase where you have confusion and you do not have clarity, just like we had the readings with the oracle cards. It's a phase of confusion, so you need to have clarity before you get into anything. Do not get yourself into trouble by getting into something that you are not very, very sure of. So be very, very careful. Pick up on your intuition. See what is happening in your dreams. Although it may seem, it's coming from the subconscious, it's your dreams, but it always has some kind of trigger and a reason for you to have those kind of dreams or nightmares. So pay more attention to it. Also pay more attention to any kind of communication that you may be getting out of the blue. Rapidly you may get several messages. Someone might obsessively send you messages, or might constantly keep on calling, and might get upset as well that you're not picking up the call, you're not responding. So there is definitely an obsessive person around you, and this person is probably has some ill intentions as well. With the Devil card, what I'm picking up is, see, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing always, but with this Devil card I do see have a person, you have a person, someone around you who does not have very pure intentions towards you. So you may have somebody who may try to trick you. There is definitely some kind of deceit, or with the illusion and the rapid movement, there's definitely obsession and temptation, seduction, and this destructive behavior here. So you might be dealing with a stalker as well, somebody who may seem like a friend, but they're actually harboring ill intentions, or impure intentions towards you. So I would say please be very, very careful. And this is definitely got to do with love, because of this Knight of Cups. And I mean, it's a positive card. Knight of Cups is definitely a positive card. It's all about charm, imagination, beauty, the following the heart and all that. It's a knight, obviously, and it's a cup. So it's all about emotions. But the combination that I see with the Moon card and the Eight of Wands and the Devil card, I would say please be very, very careful who you're dealing with, because the kind of cards that I picked up with your oracle, the confusion, and you're thinking it's too much work, you do not want to get involved, you think you may lose yourself. And here we have, through the tarot, somebody who's obsessively thinking about you, probably might harass you through phones and messages, and they do not harbor good intentions towards you. So I would say, my dear Cancerians, please be very, very careful during this month, and be cautious with how you deal with people. And please do not go to places where you're not aware of, and do not go to places where you're invited by people you do not know. Please, I hope you understand. We're all adults. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. Be very, very cautious when you're visiting any kind of parties or any kind of places. Do not go if you do not know the person who's hosting it, or the place is not very, very clear to you. This is for your own safety. I do see some kind of very, very bad negative intentions that I'm picking up with this particular reading. So I would say please take care of yourself. Protect yourself at all costs, my dear Cancerians. And I hope you get through this phase without any, drastic or bad results. I really hope you guys take care of yourself. And thank you for spending your time listening to me. Cancer. That's your reading for this Cancer month, my dear Cancerians. Please be careful and take care of yourselves. That's your reading. Bye bye.